Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to show number 2 of New Year's Eve, Friday Night Live, part 2. What an evening it has been. We've just finished a broadcast to South Lebanon, to the Irish Army, speaking to a collection of troops out there. Just go on my page and check it out, Friday Night Live show, or my personal profile, Dave Morrissey Music. It was a wonderful 1 hour show speaking to the troops there in service in South Lebanon. Amazing. And now for the final Friday Night Live of 2021. It's going to be something special. I think there's going to be some surprises tonight. I've been throwing out a little link during the week and saying to people that if you want to join Friday Night Live tonight as a viewer, not as a guest, not as an artist or a performer, just to join for the countdown, which is going to happen a little before midnight. Please let me know in the commentary section here. Just put your comment up and I will send you a studio link this evening. A studio link. Now, this is something that the guests normally only get, but you're going to get it this evening. And you can join me around 11:45 p.m. Irish time tonight to ring in the new year with me and raise a glass or a can or a bottle or whatever it is that you're fancying this evening. So please do, because I have room on screen for about 10 people, 9 or 10 I think I can squeeze into the StreamYard screen. So join me later on. If you request it and you put it into the comments, I will send you the studio link just for you to come on screen with me and celebrate later on. So that's going to be super. But anyway, without further ado, I have one live guest left for 2021. And I am absolutely thrilled and delighted and just over the moon to be going to Manila in the Philippines this evening to talk to Lacan, who is a very, very well-accomplished poet, a very, very well-known poet, and is also known as the traveling poet. That's only a little bit about him. But without further ado, what I'm going to do is play you something that he actually sings as well, which is super. And this is him with his friend Migs Dato, and now I could pronounce that wrong and he'll tell me in a few minutes, but this is both of them performing on stage, which I love. I really love this. So I'm going to kick off Friday Night Live with a little bit of Lacan with Migs Dato performing live recently, and this is really cool. You got to hear this. I love it.
Kumukumpas ang aking mga kamay sa harapan ng bintana ay nakatanaw. Parisan ka sa aking isipan, may isang pinakananais na masilay ay nakakubli sa daan, nagtatago sa dilim. Pinagmamasdan ka habang sumisilip ang iyong ganda. Papanoorin kita hanggang sa ikaw ay magkalaya. Dahan-dahang liwanag ang aking mundo. Huwag kang mahiya, ikaw ang may-ari nito. Ikaw ang may-ari nito.
Sumasayaw ang aking mga kamay, naghihintay sa aking gitnaan na mag-alay ng isang pag-ibig na sinasabi ko na galing dito. Hindi ako manloloko. Ako ay tunay tapat sa iyo na kahit anong dilim, hahawiin ko ito. Dahil ikaw ay isang pag-ibig na iniibig na hindi kailanman magpapalupig.
Inaantay kita gabi-gabi, ikaw ang nagsisilbing araw ko sa aking karimlan. Magbabantay sa bawat pagbisita, hindi magsasawang ika'y pinta. Aking sinta, nakakublisada, nagtatago sa dilim. Pinagmamasdan ka habang sumisilip ang iyong ganda. Papanoorin kita hanggang sa ikaw ay magkalaya. Dahan-dahang liwanag ang aking mundo. Huwag kang maiya, ikaw ang may-ari nito. Ikaw ang may-ari nito.
Hayaan mo ko na mag-alay sa iyo. Oo, nililigawan kita. Nililigawan kita dahil ikaw ang gusto kong pangarapin araw-araw. Ikaw ang gusto kong gisingan. Ikaw ang gustong tulugan ng aking mga balikat gabi-gabi. Araw-araw hahanapin ko ang mga salitang ikaw. Dahil ikaw ang laman ng aking mga tula. Ang himig ng aking mga kanta. Dahil ikaw ang pinakamagandang sining ng aking universo.
Nakakublisada, nagtatago sa dilim. Nakakubling damdam, sa'yo'y aking aaminin. Sa'yo'y aking aaminin. Pinagmamasdan ka habang sumisilip ang iyong ganda. Papaloorin kita, hayaan mo na hanggang sa ikaw ay magkalaya.
Hapon na
Sa liwanag ng aking mundo, huwag kang maiiya. Ikaw ang may-ari nito.
Ano ang silbi ng pananatili?
Nagmamasdan
Kung hindi
ka
kayang
habang
ipaglaban
sumisilip
ang iyong nilaga at ang iyong yumi.
Papanoorin
Nandito lang ako.
kita hanggang sa ikaw ay
Sa iyong
makalaya.
Ako'y makilay
Sa ang liwanag ng aking mundo,
Malapit
huwag kang maiiya.
Huwag kang mahihiya.
Ikaw ang may-ari
Ako ay lumuhod sa iyo.
Ikaw ang may-ari.
At tatlong kalang, ikaw ang aking bayang bansa.
Ikaw ang may-ari.
At mahal na mahal kita, Pilipinas.
Nito.
Ito.
Wow, 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 wow. And that, my friends, is how you deliver a song. Unbelievable, unbelievable. I have to say, I've watched that song actually a couple of times during the week, and I've absolutely enjoyed it. And he surprised me totally, because I was not expecting the songwriter element to come into this as a poet or poetry corner segment. He surprises me. He blows my mind. Does everything. And just to let you know, Lacan, a lot of people are here to watch you tonight, which makes me feel very, very happy as well. And I would like to welcome you from Manila in the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, Lacan. Hello and good evening, my friend.
Good morning, magandang umaga, Dave.
Good morning. I love it. I love it. I love the time zones. I never get tired of time zones, even though I'm sure you may do, because to communicate with us here over in the western side of things, you got to get up in the middle of the night, which is a bit of a bummer. But you're dedicated and you're everything. You're everything positive about the arts, which is wonderful. So welcome to the deep southwest of Ireland, Limerick, to be precise. Lacan, it is wonderful to have you, my friend. Wonderful to have you. And that was mind blowing. Can you tell me a little bit about that performance?
Actually, I didn't expect it that it's gonna be played right now.
Yeah, I wasn't going to play it all either. I wasn't going to play it all, but I did. And you know what? It's New Year's Eve, and I don't care. It's just fun, and you deserve all the time in the world tonight.
As you can see, I'm beaming
Yes, yes,
because
yeah.
that
And why not?
that moment is so special to me. It's quite serendipitous also that because that musician I consider as a son to me.
Okay, okay.
And he is actually the one who this
Yeah,
band that I'm wearing is actually made by a tribe in the Philippines in Batad,
okay,
and he is the one who pioneered that enterprise
okay.
for the people
That's
of Batad.
wow. That's pretty cool. Could you give me his name correctly? Because I may have mispronounced.
It's Migs Dato.
Yeah, mixed dato. I was close enough. I was pretty good. Because in
Yes.
Ireland, right? In Ireland, we have a really bad habit of the letter A is dato or dato. We make it long, and I didn't do it that time, so I'm glad I didn't. Mixed dato. Kudos to Migs. I mean, I'll tell you something. I'd like to see and hear a lot more of him. Amazing. You guys together, the way you were kind of slamming the lyrics in the middle of him singing, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. It's really, really well done. And by the way, people are loving your transformation this evening, the headband, everything.
Oh,
And I'm liking it too, because you didn't show me this during sound check, which I love. Really, really cool. Well, listen, let's get straight into it. Let's just get into the teeth of the situation. By the way, Happy New Year. I would start off with that.
isang
Okay.
mapagpasalamat na bagong taon. A grateful Happy New Year to you.
Thank you so much. I have got to get up to scratch on my Filipino language. I really do. I've got to. But we can do some lessons. We will do some stuff off air at some point, I'm sure. Since late 2017, okay, Lacan, your publications, Friendship Anthology in India, Folded Folio, Pakistan, Inkblots, the Purple Poetry Book, and Chrysalis in the USA. That's a lot of publications. How did you manage to get published in so many different parts of the world? What's your secret?
It's interesting because I you have to write and write and write and write and write. You have to kind of like um you have to earn that.
Yeah,
You have to earn through hard work
yeah,
because I think art in itself without you putting effort
yeah,
and dedication and
yeah,
passion is just nothing really but a dream.
yeah.
So
I agree.
I'm very thankful about I think Instagram was very very pivotal for that. Some of them like the Chrysalis in Maryland, which actually focuses on trauma and healing from it.
Okay.
Um, and that one, it was a competition
Yeah.
and I submitted, and I was one of the very few people that got chosen from thousands of people from all over the world. So I was
Wow.
very, very thankful about that.
Yeah. Cool. Well, listen, getting into your early days, okay, because I like to always go back before we come forward. Like your early days, so young Lacan, okay, young teenage Lacan, at some point, kind of goes, I think I like lyrics. I think I like words. I want to play around with them. I want to make an art form out of this. At what point can you remember ish, did it click with you that I love this? I really love this.
It's so interesting because like my mom is a writer and
Okay.
and a published author in the Philippines, and I grew up in literature, but like for me it was a chore. I'm just gonna be
Okay.
honest here. Sorry, ma, I love you, but
That's
I
okay.
like.
Happy New Year, Mama. Happy New Year, Mama.
But
That's okay.
it was just a chore. It was like for school, and but I think what really pushed me was um when I ended my marriage,
Okay. Yeah.
because that was critical,
Yeah.
because I had nowhere to turn to, and poetry was a haven for me. It was
Okay.
like it did not judge,
Yeah.
me, and I
Yeah.
could fully express myself. So I wrote, and I started writing and writing. But even at that time, I was still kind of ashamed. Like
Okay.
I didn't want to like people reading it because I just felt I wasn't good enough,
Yeah.
and it wasn't worth it. But one time back in 2017, September 17, 2017, very
Okay.
exact.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay.
around 4 p.m. I
Wow.
just said,
Exact. Yeah.
I was in Starbucks and I just said, you know what? Um, Forget it. Forget this fear. I'll go to my first open mic. And I
Okay.
went, and
Okay.
it felt so good. It felt so good. And
And at that
and
point, did you have like a small collection of poetry at that point, or did you have a
yeah,
vast amount? Okay.
yes, I had.
So
But
you stand up in front of this audience, you take out your papers and begin to read. What's that feeling like? What is that like?
um, I was absolutely nervous. Actually, the manager of the cafe had to drag me almost literally to the stage because I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe, I was just so hesitant,
Yeah. But when you got up
and
there, it was
uh,
good. Yeah.
it the stage felt like it was a home that I never knew existed.
Yeah.
And when I held that mic, it just like it knew me. It
Yeah.
knew me.
Yeah.
and and it wasn't about like I was so shocked, by the way, just to be honest here, like phones
Yeah.
were up. They were taking videos of me. I was just like, oh, what
What's
is this?
happening?
What's happening?
Yeah.
um, but when I started sharing my poetry, I felt so free. I felt like for the first time in my life, I wasn't afraid to
Yeah.
be myself.
Good. Good. Yeah, that's
So,
that's really the ultimate feeling when it comes to any art form, I think. Yeah, yeah, that's brilliant. Great explanation. I remember my first gig, and when I got up, I had a big lump of gum in my mouth, and I chewed it the whole way through the gig until almost the end when somebody turned around and said to me, "Spit the gum out, man. Just spit it out," because it was like my fear. And I did, and thoroughly enjoyed the last 20, 25 minutes of the gig and never look back. And as you say, I love the way you said it was as if the mic knew me. And it was like that. I had this moment that, yes, I'm connecting. This microphone is part of what I do. It's a wonderful buzz. I can totally get it. Totally get it. But
yeah.
since then and those days, you have gone on to become quite the phenomenal force in poetry and the publications and all that we've spoken of. But you featured in the History Channel's History Con, which is a really cool thing to be a part of. A poetry festival in Singapore, which I am sure is a huge thing. I've looked into it a little bit. I'm sure it's huge. And the Toronto International Festival of Authors. Now, how does a poet fall into a festival of authors? Because there's more to you than poetry.
Oh wow, because I remember a month before I got the invite, I was performing for the Toronto Poetry Slam and I was a finalist. And out of nowhere, I got an email because
Okay.
normally I would send a letter of intent, to festivals or to events. but that came unannounced. And when I read it, that they were inviting me to be featured, um, I mean, I was in the same event as Margaret Atwood. I was like,
Wow. What's
you
going
know,
on? What's happening here? Yeah. Pinch
I
myself.
cried. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's wonderful.
goodness, I
It is
cried for
wonderful.
like a few hours,
Yeah.
and I just couldn't believe it. And
Yeah.
I can still believe it now, that I did
Cool.
that.
It's so cool. Yeah. Well, I got to say this now. Of all of the guests that have been on Friday Night Live, and there's been 200 plus, you, my friend, beam positivity. And I said this to you during the sound check as well. And I love the way that even when we played the piece of music, you got so excited off screen by watching it again. And that is what makes an artist, in my opinion, a true artist. You should be excited about listening to something you've done every time you hear it. It's so wonderful. And I think that's, I may be wrong, but I think that's the secret. I think that's why you've become the force that you've become, and rightly so. I really, kudos to you, my friend, that way. But now, sharing your poetry at Ledbury in Cheltenham. Now, this to me, when see, we're coming over to my side of the world now. How did that happen? Because I know we did speak about a little bit about the UK earlier on, but give us a little insight into how that became.
Okay, for the UK, actually, my first home was Testify Poetry UK, and it was one of the first platforms that actually went online during the pandemic. They started March of
Yeah.
last year. And then from then on, I was like, where can I perform? I wanted to share, and first one was Cheltenham. I saw there was a listing and there was an opening, and then I
Mm.
said, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm worth it. Maybe I'm worth to perform at Cheltenham.
Yeah.
And the feature for that particular event was Saili Katabi, and he was, oh my goodness, he was so incredible, and I think a lot of the other poets are equally amazing, and I didn't expect it also that I would just get in. And for
Yeah.
Ledbury as
Yeah.
well, I mean, I know the reputation of Ledbury being such a powerful force,
Yeah.
in
Absolutely.
poetry, and I think not just in the UK or Europe, but all around the world. And when I submitted to them
Mm.
directly, hoping if I can get a spot to share my poetry, and they said yes. I was like, what?
Wow.
Like I actually wanted to like reply, are you sure? You
Yeah.
know?
At this point, was this the point when you were, because we spoke about this earlier about uni in Cambridge? Were you in the UK at this point, or was this from Manila that you submitted?
No, no. This is pandemic already.
Okay, okay, yeah. So this was during the pandemic. Wow.
Yeah.
So from a distance, big time. Yeah, from a distance, big time. Tell us a little bit about your time in the UK when you were in uni, because you
I
you you
think
lived.
it was incredible just to experience something so different, because coming from the Philippines, it's I mean every country is unique, you
Yeah.
know. And I think coming from a very conservative country, or we would like to be perceived as,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
being honest there,
Yeah.
I think it was such an eye opener, because like I never thought that I could do certain things, that I could pursue certain things, and the support was so immense, and I think that was such a critical thing that I did love about Cambridge. It was, they expected excellence, yes, but they actually help you get
Okay.
there,
Yeah.
and I'm not selling Cambridge here, my goodness, but but
It's
I do
it's a
have
good
my
place.
loyalties.
It's a good place. It is a good place. And I know we're going to, well, can we? Now, this is the scoop, okay? Every interview has a scoop. So I'm going to ask you, can we drop the scoop? There's a little bit of news, and we spoke about it earlier on. So I'm going to see, can we drop this now, right mid interview? This would be really good. Something is happening in the world of Lacan very soon, we hope. Uh, a shift. We shall call it a shift, a move, a wind, a breeze that is beneath you right now. What's happening? Tell us all, because everybody here is going to want to know.
Okay, the move has been in the works. I paused in social media back in September. I received a lot of messages, DMs, like what's happening, and I wanted to be honest that
Yeah.
I got tired. I really got tired of social media.
Okay.
So I took that pause, and then
Yeah.
a lot of opportunities came in, and then suddenly, like, oh, by the way, why don't we move your poetry to the UK? I was like, oh,
Okay. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. Let's
um,
do it.
sure, let's go
Let's
to the
do it.
mall.
Yeah. So it's happening. It is happening. Are we,
It is happening.
when are you going to move?
I just need to get my booster shot first,
Sure.
because I want to be prepared, and I want everyone who's watching this show to also make sure that you take care of yourself and the people
Yeah.
around you.
Good.
So, uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a
and
good message.
also,
It is a good message. Yeah, I agree. It's a good message to look after people around us as well. Yeah, absolutely. Are you estimating that this will be early 2022 or mid-ish 2022?
um, I don't want to say exactly one, but definitely, um, I think, I think, I think I think London is beautiful during the summer, don't you think so?
I love London in the summer. It is one of my favorite places to go. Uh, yeah, it's sticky, it's hot, it's concrete, and it's wonderful. It's got everything you need, and it's got all the clubs. Soho is one of my favorite places to knock around, and Camden. They're my two favorite boroughs of London. You just have to be there. You've got to be there. So maybe who knows? You might move into one of those boroughs because I think Soho. I can see Lacan in Soho because I think that is where you would belong. You would just be a part of it. It would be like you were always there. I think you would be a piece of the
Why
furniture
is that? I
because
want.
it's full of absolute eclectic, magical people who just ramble about in and out of clubs and during the day just drink coffees and talk. And it's all about arts. It's all about the arts. And everybody you'll meet on the street in Soho is either an accomplished artist or somebody who is on the way to being accomplished. And everybody mixes on the same level. It's just a beautiful place. It really, really is. So
Fantastic.
that might be something for you to think about. Soho. Lacan and
Well,
Soho. Yeah, that'd be cool. I think
uh,
that'd be awesome.
it, it kind
Tell
has
me a
to
bit
reflect.
about poetry slams because I have learned so much about poetry slams during this year because of this segment. I knew a little bit about poetry, but slamming and spoken word, I knew nothing about. Your poetry slams in Singapore and Toronto and everywhere because since you've been locked down as well in Manila, you've done a lot of work online and gained a lot of new followers online. But to you, like, what is a poetry slam to you? Is it different to reading from the page when you get up and you have to uh, deliver
It's
this as a slam?
it's a whole new animal altogether, and actually, my first slam was live. It was in 2019,
Okay,
and I actually went. It's crazy because I just packed my bags,
okay,
took a flight, and then I arrived and I slept for like maybe 30 minutes and then went straight to the slam.
okay,
Um,
brilliant, brilliant.
I think I love poetry slams primarily because of the sense of camaraderie underneath the competition.
Okay,
There's there's like a bond of really pushing your pieces forward, and really making a point. Because I
yeah,
think slams were made to prove and actually have an action towards an advocacy or a social issue.
yeah,
Um, and slam started in Chicago before, but I think it's taken so many forms, but the primary thrust of slams is that you have, because we are platforms, all artists are platforms,
yeah,
and it is to prove a point. It's like a debate,
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
um, and making sure that your pieces get the most impact in the shortest amount of time. So it's very concentrated. You
Yeah.
don't have like 10 minutes to do your pieces.
Yeah. You got to deliver
It's not
on time.
storytelling, people.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. That's good pressure. That's good pressure, I think, in any art form.
Absolutely, because I think a lot of artists sometimes just dilly dally their way into their craft. Just like I just glide in I think in slams. No, you go there with a mission. You go to
You've got to
slams
be
with a
ready.
mission.
You've got to be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I love the whole. Apparently, there are slams here in Ireland. I knew nothing about it until some of our former Poetry Corner guests. But when everything frees up a little bit more, I'm going to go check some of them out because I'm fascinated by the whole thing. Because we do have music showcases as well and open mics and stuff like that, and you do get a condensed amount of time to get up and show your wares, and that's it. There's no messing around. It's like 3 songs, 15 minutes. Do your best, and that's you don't have time to mess around. I love it. And it's good. It hones you as an artist, I think, and it pairs you and gets you sharp and professional and ready to go. Would you agree? I think it's to me it is anyway. That's a showcase.
Absolutely. You need focus in the arts. I think this is we learned that through experience, I think.
Mm.
It's okay to just play around, explore, but I think there comes a point where you just have to, direct your efforts into a direction, to a destination,
Yeah,
and you pull everything that you have for it.
yeah.
So yeah,
That
it
is
comes.
that, yeah. That is the performance, isn't it? That's the ultimate professional performance is to be ready and to be have your best foot forward all the time. I think anyway.
Well,
And
just make sure it's your own foot.
yeah, don't put anybody else on. Yeah, don't put anybody else's foot in front of that microphone. Not good. I'm going to get off the page now in a minute because we're scripting to a point. I'm going to get off this page in a sec because I want to talk to you about a few other things. But I do want to mention because it's kind of I love this stuff that you've been in the pages of Esquire, which is quite the magazine, I must say. I've never read it myself, but I'm joking. Town and Country, Lifestyle Asia magazines. Now, to me, that
Mm.
sounds gigantic. Okay, I'm sure it is because it sounds really cool. And then the busking poet on the streets of Asia. Now, to me, this is a very general thing in a bio, but I want to know more about it. The streets of Asia is like going to Mars. It's so big. So, like when we say the streets of Asia, are we talking Asia all over?
Uh, well, no. Well, more of like because I've bussed in Hong Kong and I've bussed and of course in Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, but I think there's something about poetry and busking because I think for musicians, it's I think it's much the collection of songs you can cover
Yeah, yeah,
just immense.
yeah,
We can't do I don't think we can do something that's similar to that. We could just like
yeah.
pull in like a Shakespeare and like, oh, by the way.
Here's one you might like. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, I know. It's yeah, we do, and we have the comfort of the instrument and the comfort of the set list. I agree thoroughly. What is a poet busk? I mean, what happens then? You're on the street somewhere. You stand up
Yeah.
alone, and you've got to do this vocally on your own. So how do you set that out? How do you set out the stall?
Well, sometimes I would have the sound and the mic, but most of the time I would be doing unplug. I would just talk. I would just speak.
Okay.
Because I think poetry as an oral tradition was really supposed to be like that to begin with. We didn't have mics before,
Yeah.
and
True.
it just in the corner of the street and just performing. It's quite scary, really, in the
Mm,
beginning. I think that was such a huge mistake. Well, not really a huge mistake. I think it was a great thing, but it I was so scared because my first busking
Yeah.
was in the central flower market of the Philippines.
Okay.
And I had to contend with jeepneys, cars, the huge pedestrian that was like, going in and
Everywhere.
out
Yeah.
everywhere. And I just had to face that fear of
Yeah.
being just no one. Because
Mm.
just people pass by and then some of them they don't care about you. But
Yeah.
if you're focused about that, you'll drown. But if you just focus on the fact that you have that space to express yourself,
Yeah.
becomes a different story.
And do you find that, like, if you focus, get into that zone, and you're that focused, that people, you gather a nice, just a small crowd of people, enough people that you're in your own world. It doesn't matter about the chaos around you and the pedestrianization and all that stuff. It's, yeah. I've learned that myself, by the way, because I used to busk on the streets of Dublin many years ago, and we always made the mistake of trying to be louder than the crowd. Big mistake. It doesn't work. The louder you are, the less they're interested. And in actual fact, I found if you just deliver it nice and calmly at a nice volume, they will stop. Who is interested will stop. Did you find that eventually you just kind of knew your core audience that would stop and take the time to listen?
What I did was I kind of employed what I do on stage, um, in in the streets. So I would usually
Okay,
call people's attention. Like
good.
I would say somebody's passing by, and I'll be like, "You, blah blah blah, so and so forth," and they'll be like, "What?"
That's
You
good.
know,
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, sometimes you need to shock people a little bit. You do need to throw out the fishing line and shock them. Yeah, pull them in. That's cool. That's brilliant. Tell me a little bit about, because you are a co-founder of the Poetry Global Network, a British media company. Now, I know that's a big deal. How did that come about that you got involved at the helm of this organization?
Oh wow. When I started in the international scene formally, July of last year, actually,
Yeah,
and I have met so many poets who inspire me up to this day and will continue to inspire me. Such great pieces and craft being made every single day. And but the thing is, I also understand that there is a poet like me before that would be so scared,
yeah.
in the bedroom writing something, and having this self-doubt. I want to bridge that.
Okay.
And what I did was, with that vision, I I didn't know I was bridging not just people but countries.
Yeah.
And currently we have in the Poetry Global Network, we have 40 plus poets from 15 plus countries,
Wow.
and from South Africa, hello Kim, and from Mexico to Japan, to actually Lebanon. You mentioned Lebanon earlier, so
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have poets in Lebanon?
yes, we actually have two. One, Mason Nasser was actually the one who started the only consistent open mic, not just for poetry,
Yeah.
in the Middle East.
Wow, that's pretty
Yeah.
special. That's spectacular. That is pretty spectacular. Yeah, earlier on we did a broadcast out to our Irish Army, our troops in Lebanon, just before our show right now. So I've just come away from that show, and I'm absolutely over the moon on a high about it, because it was, again, we talk about the medium of the internet and what we can do, and it was just a whole new level for the show here, just to be able to speak to our troops. And one of the leading members of the army came on and interviewed with me as well. So it was lovely to talk about, I suppose, their lives as opposed to conflict and their job and all. What it was such a lovely interview. It's amazing, isn't it, how you can reach out to people everywhere in the world through any medium. Um, I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you a little bit about this now, because we talked about during sound check, and I'm gone off the script now. We're gonna chill out for a few minutes. Yeah, totally. The westernization of the Philippines. This is something that
Whew.
fascinates me. And when we talked, I know it's a big thing now, but we're gonna make it fun. There is a westernization of the Philippines, isn't there? Like it's real. It's not something I'm just imagining. It's a good thing in some ways, not in others. But like to you, how have you found its effects on you? Because we spoke a little bit earlier on about the mother tongue and the language and all that kind of thing. But like it has become quite westernized, hasn't it?
Well, we've been westernized since 1500s.
Wow.
By the Spaniards. We were under
Yeah.
Spain for more than 300 years. But I think like now, it's so interesting because some people say that Filipinos cannot complete a 10-minute conversation without borrowing a word from another language, which is
Wow.
sad.
That's the current. Yeah, that's the modern Filipino people now. Like,
Yeah, and but the thing is, our English, we can speak English
mm,
completely in the span of 10 minutes, sure. But Filipino, different story, which is weird because that's our mother tongue.
yeah, yeah. It's
You
strange,
know.
isn't it? Yeah, we are quite similar in a lot of ways, by the way. Like, because in Ireland, asked you earlier on when you do come to the UK, which is boom out there now, and we all know you're coming. You need to jump on an airplane and fly over here for a couple of weeks. You need to do that, and we will open our arms here in Limerick for you and the whole lot. You can come down and see us and everything. But in Ireland, our mother tongue is Irish, which is not English. But most of us cannot speak fluent Irish. So I totally got it when you said that to me earlier on, because we are, I suppose, we have been occupied in the past by Britain for many years, and since coming out of that, we became English speaking citizens. But it is weird sometimes. Now it's kind of rebirthed itself in the last 20 years. It's become really fashionable for our kids to learn Irish again, but not just to learn it, to speak it, and actually music in it, and all those kind of things are coming back, which is great fun. But I get it. I understand you when you say that. And also, you mentioned earlier on about the American accent that is quite prevalent in the Philippines.
Yeah,
It's
actually,
a strange
people
one, isn't it?
people ask me like, is it put on? And I was like, dude, do you
No.
think this is put on?
Yeah.
You know, like, uh, it's natural. But the thing is, like, we have something called Taglish,
Yeah.
where we have Tagalog and English, right?
Yeah.
And it's the usual thing. And but I was actually in the grocery a couple of days ago. No, right before Christmas, and I heard it because our national elections are coming up. Please vote wisely, Filipinos.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there was this teenager, right? And
Yeah.
and he was talking to his mom, and he was like, um, so this was the sentence, right?
Yeah. Go for it.
Sinong iboboto mo na president in the halalan? And I'm like, that's three languages in one sentence. Are you kidding me?
Wow. Wow.
I was
What did he
like
do?
mind blown.
What did he
Yeah,
do? What three languages did he get in there?
English, Tagalog, and
English.
Spanish.
Okay, all into one. All into one. Wow.
And the
Wow.
thing is that language represents an identity
Mm,
for a country or a civilization, and I just feel that it's okay to learn new languages and new cultures, but not forgetting the origin, your origin,
yeah.
and I think that's something that not just Filipinos, but I think a lot of people from all over the world, like you, Ireland,
Yeah.
um, people from Ireland. So, and I think it's convenience, and we become very complacent about it, and we become very lazy
Yeah.
to
We do.
know who we are because it's just
Yeah.
right there.
It's easier. Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna drop a bit of a bomb here, a
Oh,
good bomb. Well, I'm gonna try anyway, and I hope this all syncs up quite well. Because I was chatting, of course, with Catrice during the week, and I'm going to play the audio of a song that I've written, and see what happens. That's all I'm going to say. I hope you were up to speed on this, both of us, because I can't say any more about it. But it's a song called
Oh,
"Holding On to Danger."
okay.
Are you familiar with that song?
No, actually.
Okay, this could be totally unscripted and a surprise, but we're going to play the audio of it, and apparently, I believe you're going to kind of do a little bit of stuff over the audio. That's what I believe. I don't know.
Oh,
Am I way off base on this? I hope I'm not. Or
no, no, no. Actually,
this could be the biggest Friday Night Live blooper all year, which would be great, of course, because it's New Year's Eve. I don't mind.
okay, so I'm gonna do improv. All right.
You're going to improv. Well, this is what I've been told. I'm just going what I've been told, and
Let's
I'm
do
praying
this.
it all works out. So look, we'll run it and see what happens, and then we're going to get your own performance as well, which I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, while I was chatting to Catrice during the week, this is just something we were going to do. So I'm going to play the audio of it. You probably never heard the song before, so let's just see what happens. And you can improv away over it any way you like. Interpret the lyrics, by the way, any way you like. It's called "Holding On to Danger," and it's quite a personal song. I'll give you a little background into it. It's kind of about relationships and family things that can go awry and go wrong and all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of about a war amongst family and how, I personally just want to figure all that out. So that'll give you a little insight. So I'm going to play the audio. Here we go, without further ado.
All right, let's do this.
Holding on to danger. When there's nothing left to say. Fighting with the feeling. I want you to stay. Isolated incidents and kept behind closed doors. An ocean of betrayal. I want you to go. And if we go to war, we stand to lose it all. No win, no lose, no draw. Instead we share the blame. And that's why I still remain. Holding on to danger. 'Cause it's the only thing I've got. I watch my children playing. I want this to stop. And if we go to war, we stand to lose it all. No win, no lose, no draw. Instead we share the blame. And that's why I still remain. Holding on to danger. It's the only thing I've got. An ocean of betrayal. I want this to stop.
We're totally in a trance for that one.
Sorry.
What do you think of that song?
Oh, that was so beautiful. That was really, really beautiful. Wow,
That
thank
is
you.
that is
You wrote
totally
that.
not. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, well, the plan, I suppose, the plan, we were going to get you to freestyle over it and see
Okay.
what you thought of it. And will I run it again? Will I play it again?
No, no. I think I got it.
Okay. Are you going to do? Will you do something freestyle, having that in your mind, in your head, and let's hear what happens, please.
You know, I love oceans. They're separated by hands that knows how to lie because oceans can kill. But I do love seeing it. The stretch of beach is like a skin, end to end, finger to finger, father to a son, today and tomorrow. We walk on that path like it's as if we know exactly how to arrive in a destination of nothingness. But we don't really know what is nothing. But we risk it with eyes wide open, diving into the airness of an ether that we have grown to love. There is a dagger in each wave. It pierces through the truth that we carry and turning it into lies that rolls into our bedside. And we don't know if we're going to wake up still, but we do. We do because there is nothing to hold on to. Because these hands, it needs to feel that it can be alive still, even in the midst of danger. I will hold that danger like as if life was going to spring from it. Breathe through it. I love walking on the beach with my son. Like as if that the ocean will not take us anytime. It can. And I will hold on to those fingers that could tell me that I am life for that moment, and I will hold on to it as much as I could. Death may take me, us anytime. But for now, we live. Thank you.
Wow. I can tell you something. That has blown my insides out in all forms. My spirit is on the table, my friend. Thank you so much. I cannot believe how you do that like that. Oh my God, that's amazing. I actually felt exactly why I wrote that song in every word that you said. Wow. I think I'm lost for words. I'm going to be honest. I'm lost for words here, and I'm not rarely lost for words. But I would like to transcribe that and write that out and put it beside the lyrics of the song and look at the two because it's just amazing. The two side by side, you captured a completely other side to it, but the same thing. The same thing. It's wonderful. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
That was amazing, 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 amazing to witness. Wow, well done, well
And,
done.
and that music is just that song. It's like a hidden diary.
It is. It is. Yeah, yeah. It is very, very, very personal. Of the album, my album. That's the most personal song on it, and to hear you transcribe it that way, off the top of your head like that. Oh wow, really cool, really cool. It's made New Year's Eve quite the special thing. I'll be honest. It really has. We've had a great time. I could talk to you all night. We've had great fun. But I do before it's been great. This has been
Where are
I
the
say
beers?
I use I use a word. I use a word, and I've only used it once before, and it was when Catrice was my first ever guest poet on this show. And I said to her at the end of her performance, I said, "I think I've just evaporated." And that was my words to her. And that is the same as of now. Same thing, very same thing. When something delivers like that, it just, I don't know what to say. I really don't. But it's made my evening. It's made my 2021. And I mean that honestly, from me to you. Thank you so much. That was awesome. I wasn't sure what we were going to do there, but it worked out really, really cool. Really cool. And I am
Yeah.
going to take the opportunity for our last minute or so, or a couple of minutes, to ask you, of course, because I really want to hear one of your own pieces in your own time. And could you tell us a little bit about what you're planning to do?
Actually, it's quite interesting because this one ties in for some weird reason
Okay. Okay.
to everything we've spoken about today.
Good.
And yeah, it's really interesting. But before I do, I'd like to say maraming salamat or thank you very much to you, to Catrice, to everyone here today who's watching, who will watch it more, and to all the poets and all the artists in the world. Keep on creating.
Yeah. Good message. Good message. Lacan, it's been a pleasure and a surprise. Everything has been surprising about this evening in a wonderful way. I am going to give you the microphone yourself. I'm giving you the room, the screen, everything. Take it away in your own time. Let's hear something beautiful once again.
Thank you. The title of this poem is Feel a Heart. How many times have we taken the time to converse with our heart? Haven't we forgotten why it's still there? Still, for us to tap it once in a while. Have you said hello recently? And remember, we're alive not to be numbed. Let's drum our fingers closer to the corners of our forgetfulness. This heart and yours remembers us. It knows why it creates today's with us. It awaits for us to be true like a midnight sitting by the fire. The heart knows patience. It does not tire for us. Today, let's end that waiting. Our voices that had been deaf, let's turn on the reminiscence of how we can open up, unboxing the quarantined rooms we've made as temporary houses. But this is home. Do you hear it? The beating of this heart as it crosses the lonely screen into yours. We've learned how to be alone, right? We've gotten accustomed to it. I tell you, you're not. You're not alone. You can hear beyond isolated earphones. You are heard. Kindness listens through chambers of our muted ethers. This heart heals. It heeds the heels that reels our speakers to scream louder than our pain. It pounds the pounds of sorrow that can swallow us in our agony, in a rehearsed symphony that lies. We can choose to speak our plucked truth, how our tears can shout the thumping, thrumming, shuddering of being left behind, how it hurts. It does, isn't it? We just learn to keep the volumes low enough, like the abyss of pretending that we're okay. We're not. A lot of times we're not. And it's okay. It's okay not to be okay. Our sublime humane humanity is left in feeling the pulses that can feel like this hand on my chest, like your hand on yours is. Let's permit ourselves to sense the sense of showing our grief. It may not be brief, but take your time. Like the beat of not being beaten. A truth bitten like the lips that can also say, I am worth it. Because you know why? You are. Say it out loud. Watch it as it shoots like firework in love. It grows in us by the second. You see, your person doesn't diminish in volumes when you let your fears out like a celebration. Hope comes in like a beacon, tuning in with intention to flow still, to continue. Being an eve of an honest you. You can value you in each toast of admitting we can learn, we can grow, allow ourselves to pump, to jump, to sigh, to cry, to ask why. That heart, this heart, knows why. So in this dawn of a moment, feel that welcoming heart. Talk to it. Journey with it. Because you and your heart, my heart, we all deserve now. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much.
That just really, really, really made my year, my night, everything. Lacan, you are inspirational, my friend. Inspirational in all the good ways. All the good ways. Thank you so much. Everything has been just amazing. This has been the longest poetry segment, and rightly so, because it's just been so much fun. And I'm glad that you actually came on the show first, as opposed to at the end of the show, because it's what makes it. It's been just, we turned everything upside down tonight for fun, and it worked, and it really worked. And you deserved all the time in the world on screen tonight, because it was just a wonderful, wonderful conversation and journey. Thank you so, so much. I wish you the best of 2022's, a best happy, happy, happy new year to you and your loved ones and everybody in Manila and around the world who knows you. Thank you so much for joining me on Friday Night Live.
Thank you so much, and Happy New Year, people, because it's already New Year.
Oh yeah, of course, you're already there. Well, listen, you can stick around. You can stick around and watch the show on Facebook and join us again. You can count it down again a second time.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Lacan. It's been amazing. It's been inspirational. I've enjoyed every minute of it. And listen, go back to bed if you want for a little while. But if you do happen to wake up, you can count in with us a second time because we'll be doing it in less than an hour. So more coffee, more coffee. Take care, my friends. Thank you so much.
Take care too. Bye,
Bye bye.
everyone.
Bye bye. Bye. So yeah, that was what a way to finish 2021. An absolute surprise in so many levels. I did say tonight was going to be full of surprises. I was surprised and blown away by our interview there, not just by our speaking and our conversation, but his interpretation of holding on to danger was just amazing. I really wasn't sure what was going to happen there, and then it was like, wow, he does that. So it's always worth it. And just his interpretation by listening to the song and then delivering back off the top of his head, by the way, all of the lyrics. Wow, it's just amazing to watch that genius at work. So thank you so much, Lacan. In Manila, in the Philippines. You'll be seeing him in the UK at some point in 2022, so he'll be much closer to Ireland and hopefully will make his way to our shores, which I have a feeling is going to happen. I really do. Now, I did say tonight that we were going to delve back through some of the artists, and I'm going to take a little sort of a video trip
If you
for
want
just
to
for a few
lead
minutes as we
something,
go towards
start by saying,
midnight.
this is what I care
to
about.
play
This
a
is
few
what I
of the
want to
videos,
do and why I think
of
you should
the
care
acts
about
that
it
were
and you
passed
should
on the
want to
show
help.
that I really just enjoyed having. And this man came on the show, a native Kildare man, just like myself, who is none other than Luca Bloom or Barry Moore, who you might know from the Moore family, Christy Moore, Barry Moore, are brothers. But Luca Bloom, you'll know him as Luca Bloom. I love him. I love everything he does. And during last year, during the lockdown, he recorded an album in County Clare, in the Scanner here in County Clare where he lives. And it was all instrumental, done on a Spanish guitar that he bought, a nylon string guitar that he fell in love with. And this song was the title track, called I Hear You. Just watch this. It was one of my favorite nights on Friday Night Live during 2021. So let's have a quick listen to Luca Bloom, and I'll sit back and relax as we head towards midnight. And by the way, you are all welcome to join me. Well, as many as I can fit on the screen. I think it's only 10. So some of you have already asked me. So I think the spaces are filling up fast. I will send you a StreamYard link to the studio that you please don't use until I ask you to use it, because I don't want anybody to come into the studio just until we're ready. So about 11:45 or 10 to 12 in around, I'll give you all a shout if you have the link to come on in, and we'll count down and raise a drink together, a glass in the air. So I'm looking forward to that. So without further ado, here is Luca Bloom with I Hear You. This is a beautiful video on Friday Night Live. Happy New Year, everybody. unmistakable sound of Luca Bloom. Just amazing. And that song, I Hear You, it was one of those songs during the year that just blew my mind, totally blew my mind when he sent me that. And we got speaking and talking. We are taking a little trip back through some of the videos, basically the music videos, just to tell you a little bit about the artists and some of my, some of the my favorite people. But everybody, by the way, was my favorite. I can only play so many this evening. This was another man who I thoroughly enjoyed. Another super surprise, all the way from the north of Ireland, from Tyrone. And when he came on, I can tell you something. He just blew me away with this version of Borderline, which is a song he wrote, the acoustic version. Just blew my mind entirely. It was just one of those nights when you just didn't know what was going to come next and what was going to happen. So I want to play this one for you. 1 second now, guys. I'm just pressing buttons here. I want to play the song for you and just kick back and relax because it's just so cool. And let's get ourselves towards 12 o'clock. I've totally had a mind freeze there. Towards 12 o'clock. By the way, just so you know, the studio link I will give out to a select amount of people tonight to join me around 10:45 to 12 to raise a glass and ring in the new year. So here we go. This is Davy K and Borderline. This is just sublime. Listen to this, guys. It's so cool. So cool. Live too, by the way, on Friday Night Live.
From low down in the valley, deep in seeds of despair, you can find them calling, babe, but no one is there. The cries are like a siren throughout the sands of time. Slaves to the modern world, their families left behind. The years have come and gone, but the message carries on. You are remembered long after you're gone. The future isn't written and the pen is in your hand. Strive to make a difference and to change the master plan. Yeah. Is this the way the world has turned for the sake of power and greed? One man can judge another by religion, race, or creed. Hatred plays a primary role, blueprints from the past. Been this way forever, how long's it gonna last? Till we cross the borderline. A man cannot be judged by the color of his skin. Compassion comes from deep within. You can run, but you cannot hide. Lesser of two evils is what learns inside, yeah. Is this the way the world has turned for the sake of power and greed? One man can judge another by religion, race, or creed. Hatred plays a primary role, blueprints from the past. Been this way forever, how long's it gonna last? Till we cross the borderline. Is this the way the world has turned for the sake of power and greed? One man can judge another by religion, race, or creed. Hatred plays a primary role, blueprints from the past. It's been this way forever, how long's it gonna last? Till they cross the borderline. Yeah, cross the borderline.
Davy Kerrigan there. Wow, what a song! What an absolute song! What a blast of a song. Borderline. He did that live on Friday Night Live, from start to finish, exactly like that, and it blew my mind. Now, another band that I just love, absolutely love, from Poznan in Poland, are Nata and Evgeny, who are just superb guests on the show, and they've come back so many times, and I've played their music so many times because I just love them. I think they're amazing. So I'm going to play something for New Year's Eve by Nata and Evgeny. You should check them out. This is Love Never Fails. It's my favorite song of theirs, but they have many more. It's NAT and EVGENY. Check them out on Facebook, YouTube, everywhere, all over the place. They're just super. So this is Love Never Fails on Friday Night Live. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year.
Take me to the place. Didn't love you so much. Open heart, flurry of touch, yeah. I love it so much. Shove your hands, never low face. Hurry up, in any case, yeah. Your love never fails. Yeah, I love it so much. Yeah, there's flurry of touch. Yeah, say, yeah, say, yeah, say, I love never fails. Yeah, say, yeah, say, yeah, say, I love never fails. Take me to the place I feel starry, all because of you. So much and lovely, I'm waiting for you. Die away in any rebel subside. Take your roots, yeah, become butterfly, yeah, yeah, become butterfly. Yeah, any rebel subside. Yeah, yeah, become butterfly. Yeah, say, yeah, say, yeah, say, love never fails. Yeah, say, yeah, say, yeah, say, love never fails. Yeah, say, yeah, say, yeah, say, love never fails. to the place of your story, all because of you. Still acting lovely here. I'm waiting for you. Show me hands, never long face. Hurry up, in any case, yeah. Love never fails.
Wow, that is, of course, Nata and Evgeny from Poland. My favorite act from overseas that I had on Friday Night Live before. Just wonderful act. And coming back here to Ireland, there's another guy who I met during the year based in Kilkenny, who was Davy Long. And Davy, we just had a wonderful interview. He sat at the piano with a little ring light and we just talked. It was one of those interviews that it just never seemed to want to end, and I didn't want to end it. It was so cool. And he released an album during the year and a couple of singles, and the first one that he released was called Ride the Wave, which I absolutely love, and I want to play that again this evening. I'm just handpicking some music from throughout the year, and I hope if you're not included on the playlist tonight, please do not feel in any way less important, because all the guests were wonderful. I've just kind of handpicked some stuff to play between now and midnight. That's going to roll us into the new year, and I am going to raise a glass, I'm going to raise a can actually, because that's the way things are gone here on Friday Night Live. We're on the can, so I'm going to raise a can at midnight and count it down. I've just put the link up on Facebook publicly, which I don't ever do, the studio link, and if you click that, you can actually join me here in studio in around 10:15 to 12. So it's public now. It's out there, the studio link. It's on my own page. You're more than welcome to join me at 10 to 12 or 5 to 12, well, in around 10:15 to 12, and we'll ring in the new year together. Anybody who's out there, I'm talking viewers, supporters, followers of the show. It's about you tonight. I'd love to ring in the new year with some of you. It would be great, just for fun. So I know some of you have already expressed interest in coming on. So if you feel brave enough, guys, do it. Come on and join me at about 10 to 12. We'll have a quick chat with everybody if we can, and then we'll count it down, raise a glass, and ring it in 2022. But for now, this is Davy Long with Ride the Wave. I love this song on Friday Night Live.
You're no angel. Your halo of cigarette smoke. I am the only one to keep you on a thin line of love, a thin line of hate. You have the devil in you, the Holy Ghost too. Celebrate. You ride the wave all the way. A rocket ship on a deadly arc, a bloodhound loose in the park. You have the ocean in you, full moon to celebrate. You ride the wave all the way. Over the breaks. You ride the wave all the way. Little boy drumming, keeping time. Remember when your blue eyes made me cry? Won't take Jimmy and no goodbye. You turn the corner and slip right out of sight. Oh, why? You have the devil in you, all the angels too. Celebrate. You ride the wave all the way. Celebrate. You ride the wave all the way. You ride
Davy Long, Davy Long, Davy Long, Davy Long from Kilkenny on Friday Night Live. What a super artist! What an amazing artist! Everything about him, everything about Davy.
Do you worry
has been
about performance
amazing,
in the bedroom?
and his
Don't
album
skip
during
this
the
video.
year.
Ever been on a date and spent the whole
It's done
time
really,
worrying
really
whether
well,
you're going to be able to
and that's
perform
not
later?
the only good
Erection
single off
issues
it, by the way. Just
seriously
go
affect.
check him out, Davy Long music, amazing. Now I wanted to go back in time a little bit as well to the beginnings of Friday Night Live. This next man I'm going to play a video is called "Missing You" is the song by Aaron Phelan. Aaron is based in Abbey Leaks in County Laois, a good friend of mine, good friend of mine. And if you're watching in tonight, Aaron and family, because I know you're good supporters of the show, kudos, peace to you, and Happy New Year. I want to play this song because it was his the first video he kind of released professionally last year, and I loved it. I love it. I still love it. And it was he was one of the very first guests on Friday Night Live as well. So I'm going to play this for you, lads. We're rolling in now. It is 11:30, and the countdown is starting to warm up. The link I have posted on Facebook publicly right now. It's there on my page and on the Friday Night Live show page. The link to the studio, which I never do because it's private for guests generally. But tonight I'm throwing it out to you, the viewers, everybody. I'm here at home, chillaxing in the sunroom in Limerick and having a few beers. And I'm looking forward to finishing this year on a high. And I'd like to get, loads of you involved. So if you want to hit that link, it's up on my Facebook page now and on the Friday Night Live show page. It'll bring you straight into the studio. Not just yet, please. You needn't come in yet. I'll give you the green light in about 15 minutes to start entering the studio. And hopefully you will, because I don't end up here on my own at midnight. So some of you come in at least and we'll all have a chat and a bit of crack and we'll count it down together. It would be a wonderful way to finish up 2021, end it on a high. So for now, this is Aaron Phelan with Missing You. I love this. Absolutely love this song. Here we go. Friday Night Live.
As the rain falls down on the back of my neck, I get a tingle down my spine. I'm standing frozen at a bus stop now, praying for a little sunshine. What I wouldn't give for a little stove fire, somewhere we could escape for a while, and somewhere quiet and calm with you. But look at the lights, look at the river, the rain on my neck made me shiver. My hand starts to tremble and my lip starts to quiver. I think of missing you, and I'm missing you, missing you. I feel like I've gotta ask you a question. I might be a little bit out of line. Do you mind if we just say nothing at all? 'Cause girl, I need a little time. But look at the lights, look at the river, the rain on my neck made me shiver. My hand starts to tremble and my lip starts to quiver. I think of kissing you, and so I'm missing you, missing you, missing you, missing you. I don't mind as long as we try, and I don't mind as long as we try. 'Cause I'm missing you, missing you.
Oh yeah, absolutely fantastic, fantastic music from Aaron Phelan on Friday Night Live. Big shout out, by the way, tonight to Roxy and Jason as well. Roxy, we love you and we're with you, and just so you know that, and you know what I'm talking about, and happy New Year to you guys as well, and wishing you all the very best from Friday Night Live here in Limerick, and all the feelings in Abbey Leaks. Love you guys, and you've been great supporters of the show, and that's why I really wanted to get Aaron in there on the playlist tonight. Another great supporter of the show, who actually turns out to be an interesting guest, how things worked out. She hails from literally next door to me, right here where I am in Limerick, and but she doesn't live here anymore. Of course, she's in Toronto, in Canada, and she goes by the name of Lula. But before we do get to Lula and her video, she features in this video. So twice she's going to feature on the show tonight. And if you're watching from Toronto and Canada tonight, Gillian, we've got you twice on the show in two different videos. She is the main character in this video by a man called David Hope, who I really enjoyed interviewing from County Clare during the year. And this song is called Tough Love. And Gillian features in this video. And we're going to play her new single as well, very soon as well, which was Golden Goddess. We're going to play that shortly as well. But without further ado, this is David Hope, and he also released an album during the year. And this is an older single called Tough Love, which I love. I love the video. That's why I love it. And the fact that Gillian is in the video, Lula, by the way, is her name. And you'll be seeing her single very soon. Guys, it is 25 to 12. The link is out there. It's on Facebook. It's everywhere. It's here in StreamYard. If you're watching, you'll see the link. You can just click that and come straight to the studio, to me on screen. But please wait for another 10 minutes or so, and we'll do that, and we're going to ring in the new year together. I cannot wait. I'm quite excited to see who comes in. The door is open, lads. It's all yours. It's all yours. This is David Hope from County Clare. Tough love.
She's sweet and pretty, is so good to me. Kicks my ass when it needs kicking, can chop me down like a tree. She is all I'm needing. She's the one that makes me believe in me. She believes in me. There's no way I'm gonna let her go. No way I'm gonna let her forget it. Just how much that I love her. Tough love, she got saintly virtues, and I can't feel her shoes. She gets mad as hell, cause I'm the devil in the detail, and we'll both be singing the blues. She is my sweet baby, she's the one that's gonna save me, oh. She don't kill me first. But there's no way I'm gonna let her go. No way I'm gonna let her forget it. Just how much that I love her. It's tough love, I don't want to sound cheesy, but it don't come easy, no. Good things come to those with arms open and hearts that always know. She is all I'm needing, the sweetest thing, and I'm the king of sweet and no. Oh, the sweetest thing. There's no way I'm gonna let her go. No way I'm gonna let her forget it. Just how much that I love her. Tough love. Tough love. Tough love. Tough love. Tough love. Tough love. Tough love.
And there you have it, folks. Wow, I love it. Tough Love by David Hope, and featuring Lula, our friend Gillian Eggleston here in Limerick. And it's great. I love seeing people that I know in videos doing what they do and doing it really, really well.
Ma'am, will you just stop?
It's
what am I supposed
fantastic
to
to see.
I don't know where you are.
Everybody out there. The music during the year has been
I don't know who you're with.
fantastic.
You won't even
Really,
answer
really
your
fantastic.
phone. What am I supposed to
Some
think?
of the guests have
I'm
just
worried
been
sick
amazing,
all the
amazing.
time over you.
And
Look,
the
I shouldn't
playlist
have to
that I
put
put
up with
together
this.
this evening,
I'm
by the
going.
way, I hope you don't mind. It's been
Paddy, please.
kind of handpicked,
Paddy.
but just to get the best of him before we finish out 2021. This is another man that I really liked during the year. It was, of course, the one and only John Buckley McQuaid. Really enjoyed meeting John. He was a guest that was a little bit just different in a good way. And this is his song called Prodigal Kiss, or should I say narration, Prodigal Kiss, written all about Dublin and Ireland and being away from Ireland and looking back in. It's 20 to 12, guys. We're getting close. DJ is in the room backstage. Our first guest to ring in the new year. I will say round about now, I'm throwing the link open. You can click the link and join me anytime from now and be waiting in the back room. So the StreamYard link is on Facebook and here in StreamYard. It's everywhere. So click the link, guys. That's all you have to do with the StreamYard link. It's on my page. It's on the Friday Night Live music show page as well. So click it and join me anytime you want now, and we'll have a bit of a chat in about 10 minutes time and get ourselves warmed up for the countdown. This is John Buckley McQuaid with Prodigal Kiss. I love this.
There's a crowd of ghosts that haunts O'Connell Street, and a spire where the pillar used to be. Now the city boasts a mighty tourist fleet, while the Liffey's full of longing for the sea. I'll meet you at Cleary's, there under the clock. We'll drive to Dunleary and go for a walk. The chapel's still standing, the convent is not, along with the school where me mother once taught. And you can be sure that we'll never forget the culture of vultures and dealers in debt, the struggles and troubles, the gold, white and green, so much for our beautiful 1916. And here is a place where old memories wait, where fates spin their threads by the Leeson Street gate, and plants for the blind are all labelled in braille. We hadn't a chance, and so how could we fail? Where Beckett and Oscar and Yeats had their day, and Joyce had to leave to be able to stay. Thin Lizzie's Phil Lynnett's back from the Crusades. His statue looks at you outside of MacDade's. And you can be sure that we'll never forget the culture of vultures and dealers in debt, the struggles and troubles, the gold, white and green, so much for our beautiful 1916. As Oisin returns from the land of his youth, his heart is still young, though he's long in the tooth. For want of a horse, he'll be taking the Lewis. He used to be cool, now he's yesterday's news. And where shall he go on this journey of his? And when will he know what isn't and is? What wouldn't he give for the things that he'll miss? A touch or a glimpse, or a prodigal kiss. And you can be sure that we'll never forget the culture of vultures and dealers in debt, the struggles and troubles, the gold, white and green, so much for our beautiful 1916. And you can be sure that we'll never forget the culture of vultures and dealers in debt, the struggles and troubles, the gold, white and green. So much for our beautiful 1916.
I just absolutely love John Buckley McQuaid and everything that he does. I've had such great conversations with him during the year. He's one of those guests that keeps coming back, and we ended up talking off screen and off show all the time. Conversations and conversations. He's one of those people you just love, just absolutely love. He's just amazing. Guys, it's getting close. It is 11:45, quarter to midnight, 15 minutes left. I'm going to move on. Fear of Folk are another band that I absolutely love. Love. And they released a single during the year called Surrender Dorothy, which is just super. And you should listen to more and more Fear of Folk. They're just amazing. And I'm going to run this one, and I'm going to keep saying to you guys, the link is out there, it's public, but the room is almost full. We can only have 10 people on the screen. I think we're nearly there. So if you want to join Friday Night Live just before midnight, you really need to click that link. If you've seen it, go now, because I think we probably don't have any spaces now. We'll do our best. So it's great to see a full room of people with us. Hallelujah. We're going to have great crack at 12 o'clock. But here is Fear of Folk, Surrender Dorothy. I love this song.
I want you, I need you, I wanna hold and feel you, so gentle, be mine tonight. Your voice is so soothing, with words my heart you're moving, so close now, be mine tonight.
The way you do, so won't you please surrender?
This longing, this waiting, this need inside, I can't deny the feeling, be mine tonight. The feeling, be mine tonight. The feeling, be mine tonight.
Isn't that just the most wonderful thing you've ever heard? Surrender Dorothy by Fear of Folk. I love it. They are so good. One of my favorite acts, Fran was on as well, Fran King, on his own as a solo act as well, but both of the guys together, just amazing. Sublime music. I'm kind of celebrating that tonight, guys. I'm celebrating the best of 2021, the music, everything that has happened, and we've got quite a full room. Everybody getting in on the act.
If you want to lead something, start by saying, "This is what I care."
And I wish you all a very happy New Year, and just let you know that there is literally very few spaces left in the room. So I am going to keep moving on here. I just want to pick something. I'm just trying to think. I've got such a big playlist here, and I want to pick something that's really cool. And this guy was my ultimate favorite guest musically of 2021. I don't know why. I just love everything that he does. And I want to play this because it's just important. It's Sean O'Reilly from Connecticut, in New Haven, Connecticut, the United States. He plays the harp and the piano, and so well. and sings like an angel. He's just unbelievable. And when he was on during the year, in the early stages, by the way, and then he was back on a couple of weeks ago, we always seem to go for cover versions. But I kind of said to him, you know, we need to hear your stuff. So this is called Shelter from the Storm, and he's going to lead us into the new year because it's now pushing on 10 to midnight, guys. So if you want to join me on Friday Night Live, now is your chance. It's open. The link is open. It's on Facebook and it's on StreamYard and it's everywhere. So join me, please, to count in the new year. We're going to have a listen to Shelter from the Storm from Sean O'Reilly. We might squeeze another song in before the countdown. We'll see. But for now, let's have a listen to this. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
When it rains, it pours. When you think you have enough to go inside a little more. When this life seems to play little short, you gotta tell if you just stay it up or you wanna go just close your eyes, stay with midnight, 'cause I'm on your side. And I know I can make it all feel alright. I can make you feel warm. I'll be your shelter from the storm. Shelter from the storm. When you fuss and say never gave a thought how the wind might wail. The water's so cold it leaves you deadly pale. And wave after waves got you a turn in your tail. Yeah, you wanna go home. Just close your eyes, stay with me tonight. I'm on your side, and I know I can make it all feel alright. I can make you feel warm. I'll be your shelter from the storm. Shelter from the storm. It's time to come home. Come home, home. Just close your eyes, Stay with me tonight. I'm on your side, and I know I can make it all feel alright. I can make you feel so warm. I'll be your shelter from the storm. Shelter from the storm. Shelter from the storm.
It doesn't get much better than that. I can tell you right now, it does not get much better than that. To me, that was my absolute favorite musical performance of 2021 on Friday Night Live. The guy just blew me away from New Haven in Connecticut. An absolute legend. Just amazing. Sean O'Reilly from New Haven. So we do have, we're just pushing on 5 to 12, 5 to midnight on Friday Night Live. And we do have some wonderful, wonderful people in the room. So if you haven't seen the link or you're not in on the link and you haven't seen it, don't worry about that. We're going to squeeze a very, 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 very quick song in. Like I'm talking very quick now because we've only got about 6 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get one more song in before the New Year's Eve. And I think this one should be the one. I have picked this because I just love it. This is Molly and Maisie, who are on the junior under 18 show. I think it's important that we feature some of the kids from the under 18 shows. This is called White Wexford Christmas. I love this song. It's very, this is all about the Christmas, and it's on Christmas FM as well as an entry, and it's a wonderful way to go into 2022. The two girls from Wexford are just amazing. They were great guests and super singers as well. And thanks to their mum, Paula, who encouraged them and got them to do all this. I'm going to play this really quickly, and then we're going to go straight to the screen and get everybody in for the countdown. So this is your last chance, okay? If you want to join me, do it now. Do it now and do it very, very quickly, guys. The link is up on Facebook, StreamYard. It's everywhere. So I put it out publicly. This is your chance. Here we go. Molly and Maisie.
I can see the snow settle on the black stairs mountain, and the white mountain living up to its name, and the snowy peak peeking its Mount Leinster, but in Wexford County it's not quite the same. In the sunny southeast, it doesn't quite reach 0 degrees out here. But as I look around, I see the white cloud wanna make it this year. Will it be white Wexford Christmas morning? Will the church bells ring in the silence of the snow? Will it be white Wexford Christmas morning? It's like the white Christmas long ago. I can see the children playing as the moon is rising, and beneath my feet is the crisp frosty grass, trying not to slip over as it's getting colder. Holding tight, we make our way to midnight mass. In the sunny southeast, it doesn't quite reach 0 degrees out here. But as I look around and I see the white cloud, Christmas is finally here. Will it be white Wexford Christmas morning? Will the church bells ring in the silence of the snow? Will it be white Wexford Christmas morning? It's like the white Christmas long ago. Will it be white Wexford Christmas morning? Will the church bells ring in the silence of the snow? Will it be white Wexford Christmas morning? Just like the white Christmas long ago.
What a lovely song. What an absolutely lovely song. And a way to celebrate Christmas and everything about it. I love that song. That was my favorite Christmas song this year on
If you want
Friday
to
Night Live.
lead
And
something,
now, without further ado, guys, because we are
start by
right
saying,
on it. We are right on it. The new year in Ireland, by the way. We're going to start getting everybody into the room. We've got 1 minute and counting. I'm going to welcome Catrice from Washington, D.C. We're going to bring you in, Catrice. Hello, Catrice.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, it's great to have you. It's great to have you. I'm going to start welcoming as many people in as I can. I'm going to try and figure this out now because we've got so many people on screen. We've got to get everybody in and get them all involved. So, Catrice, how are you? All good, I hope?
I'm doing great. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, good. I couldn't see the sound on the mic going to tell me that I was live. Thank you so much. Sorry about that. I'm doing great.
Okay.
Dave, I'm from Maryland, but very close to DC.
Well, I know that. I know. I'm kind of generalizing as usual, but you know yourself close enough.
It's so good to see you.
I'm in a bit of a state of panic here because I'm trying to figure out how to get everybody else into the room now, which is really important because they're all there and I want to try and get them all in. So I'm trying to figure out because this screen is packed right now with people.
Okay, take your time.
Move them all up where I can see them because they're here and we're on the verge of counting in. It's a funny one, this, because when they all come in, they're off my screen where I can't see them, which is a shame. Yeah. We'll get them all in.
It'll work. So far, it's been an amazing show. Both of your shows.
It has been good.
So great today.
I've enjoyed. We're gonna get LKN in anyway. Lacan, he's there. Can you hear me?
Okay. Hey.
Ah, there he is. So we're getting people in one by one. So don't worry. We're getting there. We may be on one side or the other side of midnight at this stage, but we'll still count in together because it's just getting everybody in is the thing. They're all down here on the bottom of the screen and everywhere. It's all over the place. It's absolutely packed. The room is absolutely packed. Bear with me, guys.
So exciting. Looking forward to seeing everybody.
How are you, Catrice? All good, I hope?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. So excited about this new year to come.
Good. Do you know what? I think I'm going to have to get my trusty mouse out because in order to scroll the screen, I don't know, I can't get down to everybody else on the screen for some reason.
That's okay. Sometimes you got to get down to the bare tax, right?
Yeah, it's one of those nights. I don't know where the mouse is either. Everybody's here. I'm going to try and move people around somehow because I've never done this before on StreamYard. There's so many people. I got to get down to them. Guys, Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
We're going with the flow. Life is unpredictable and in so many good ways, right?
Yes, absolutely, and in so many good ways.
Let
the three of us count it down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say goodbye to you two, and then get everybody else on, okay? Because I don't know what way the screen is going on mental here. There's loads of people in the background, so let's do it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year in Ireland, everybody! All right. That's what we're going to have to do because the screen is jammed. It's absolutely jammed, and there's loads of people here. So I'm going to get to everybody in a minute. But before I do, it is wonderful. Lacan, you have been an amazing guest tonight, and you have rounded off 2021 with a bang, my friend. An absolute bang.
Thank you so much.
For everybody to see Catrice again. Welcome back to the show because you've curated the whole segment and done wonderful work all year, and brought us the very best of guests from the poetry world. It's been super. So thank you so much for all your hard work. I wish you the very, very best 2022.
Thank you.
And I look forward to everything else you guys are going to do. Everything else you're going to do. It's just getting bigger and better all the time. And this is what I wanted tonight, was to have just everybody having fun and just joining me here and having a bit of crack. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a lovely evening. I'm sure. Well, Catrice, you haven't rang in the new year yet, have you? You're a couple of hours away.
No, we have 5 more hours.
Apologies. Well, I'm going to raise a glass here anyway.
So right now I'm just time traveling.
You're time traveling, okay? You're time traveling, and you're time traveling east, and you're doing good. So I wish you the very happiest New Year in 4 hours time or 5 hours time, whenever you get to your celebration. And thank you again so much for all of your help
Thank
throughout
you.
2021. It's been wonderful.
Thank you for
wonderful.
being on the show and curating and producing the segment. It's been a good thing. I'm really happy to do that for my colleagues, to let all these voices be heard across the world, and of course add to your show, which has brought so many elements and a variety of elements to people around the world. So we did our work. We did good work, Dave. 2021.
We did it. We had ups and downs, Catrice, but we did it, and we did it. And that's
we
all
did it. We hung in there. We got it done.
It's all good. It's all good. Lacan, you need to be commended, my friend. You're an amazing person. You've blown my mind tonight. My mind.
Thank you.
Inside out. So, and the sun has risen in Manila, and it's lovely to see it and to see everyone. Look at that for a view. Like, there's, that would just cheer you up on the cusp of the new year of 2022.
So that's what the new day looks like.
that's New Year in Manila, and you've been celebrating it for a couple of hours now. You're going to have to come down off the coffee and get yourself back now into tea, and get yourself nice and straightened out, and have a little lie down, and maybe jump up then and have a beer. And
we're literally in 3 different moments of time: past, present, future. It's amazing.
Yeah.
This
Pretty
actually
cool,
worked out great. Yeah.
It just shows you the powers of the internet. I'm gonna say goodbye to you guys now, because
goodbye.
I love you, and I don't mean to cut you short.
Love you, thank you.
The room is so jammed. I'm gonna just keep going and get everybody else in.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Catrice. Happy New Year, Lacan. You're amazing people. Amazing people from Ireland.
Thank you, Catrice.
Take care, guys. Take care. I'm gonna keep going, guys. I'm gonna keep going because the screen, actually, which is a great thing, by the way, is jammed, which is a good thing. Jammed in a good way. So I'm going to bring in Sandra. Hello, Sandra. Welcome.
Hiya, Dave. Happy New Year to you.
I'm going to bring in DJ, who's eating ice cream. Good man, DJ.
Oh boy, I'm here.
That's the way to celebrate the new year, guys. I'm sorry we didn't get a countdown together. The screen jammed up on me here. There's so many people, which is great, which is a good thing. Thank you for joining me, by the way. Sandra, I've met you over on KMFL and with Kevin and Mags and all, and it's wonderful. And thank you for taking the time to hit the link and joining me. DJ, it's all good. It's futile. DJ, we haven't met before. Tell me, where are you from?
Oh, it is the first time, sir.
Where am I talking?
Just hanging out.
Where are you based, man?
Michigan.
US. I love it. Yeah. Have you seen the show throughout 2021?
I've been watching you guys a little bit, yeah.
Good. Well,
it's been a busy year. It's been a busy year over here. So
yeah, it's been busy. Yeah, it's been busy everywhere. We've been plugging along and doing our thing. Listen, you're enjoying that ice cream. You're enjoying that ice cream, man. What a waste. Well, you're not ringing in the new year just yet, but you're getting there.
we're like 5 hours away over here too.
I hope that's a beer flavored ice cream that you're eating. I really do.
A beer flavor? No, it's just Snickers. When you're hungry, you grab a Snickers, right?
You gotta do.
I like ice cream.
Sandra, it's a pleasure to see you and meet you because you've been there always throughout the whole of 2021, and you've always been in the chat room, and you've been always there and thereabouts with the show. How is things? Happy New Year, by the way.
And Happy New Year to you, Dave. Things are good. Just want this year to be gone.
Yeah.
Hopefully 2022 will be a
I very much agree with that, yes.
Yeah, we just want we want to put it behind us. Yeah, it's been pretty crap. But all these things are happening online. Good things. KMFL, our sister station, are a super bunch of people as well. And Kevin and Mags and DJ, they're another online show that are amazing here in Ireland. If you haven't heard of them, KMFL, they're just amazing. We've been plugging along 2019, 2020, 2021, and trying to keep the show on the road. And it's been wonderful, the response. Sandra, you're one of those people that has been there throughout all of it. And you're a great supporter of the online show.
The name is Friday Night Lights. I mean, come on. You got to be legit to have that name.
Absolutely.
You got the name, you're legit to me. So
Yeah. Well, DJ, thank you very much for hitting the link and joining us from Michigan, because it's cool. We got lots of friends stateside, lots of friends, as you saw
Oh, yeah.
there with Greece. And most of our guests, half and half, 50-50 is kind of Ireland and the States. And then we've people from Europe and Asia and everywhere. It's just wonderful. It's been a wonderful ride, a really good ride for me this year. I've enjoyed it.
I tried to get over there, but the airplanes are all shut down. So
yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Well, listen, Sandra, Happy New Year. DJ, Happy New Year. And I will chat to you again in the new year when we're taking a little break now, Friday Night Live for a few weeks, I think. Going to sit back and relax and just chill for January and see what we're going to do next. We don't know what's coming next, right? Yeah, right now I'm just enjoying it. Thank you so much for hitting the link, taking the time for joining
it'll
me.
It'll work its way out of the cracks. Don't worry.
Yeah. DJ, I love it. I love it, man.
It's already done, boys.
I'm going to say goodbye to you and get some more people in on screen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate it. Have a good night. DJ, Happy New Year. Sandra, a Happy New Year.
Thank you, Dave.
Take care, guys. Take care. So, wow. Yeah, it's great. It's great to have a lot of people coming in, and I'm going to try and get everybody in because it's important. I want to say hello to everybody and make sure in the studio here, it's different than Facebook because when people come in and queue up, you can't see anybody. So I'm going to make sure to say hello to everybody. So I want to say hello now to Versus.
Hi. So
Wow.
hi. I'm actually a friend of Lacan's, and this is like my first time here.
Wow.
And great show. Kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank
sending
you.
my
Thank you.
love
Thank
from
you.
Manila to Ireland.
Are you in Manila yourself?
Yeah, I am.
Wow, cool. He was amazing,
yeah.
wasn't he? He was amazing.
He
Lacan.
was. He was. Especially when he's like performing live. Like just like yesterday, like he performed like 2 new pieces. And then I was like in awe all the time. And I was like, you know?
Did you see what he did when he listened to one of my songs and just freestyled after that? It was just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing.
It was. Your song was really crisp. I love your song.
Thank you. Thank you.
It felt like a nostalgic sound. It was like me going back to my roots of childhood. And then the way that he freestyled the poetry is like hands down.
Well, you got it. You got it right there. And that song is very about childhood and going back to your roots and back. And he got that. He got it, and he just totally blew my mind.
Yeah.
Versus, I'm calling you because that's what I see on the screen. Is that your full name? Will we just refer to you as Versus?
Yeah, that's actually my artist name. So
okay, tell me a bit about yourself. Tell me a bit about yourself.
I'm a singer-songwriter and music producer. Like I do everything on my own. Like I compose, I arrange, and all my stuff are on the internet, like
cool.
Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, whatever you want. Even have a YouTube.
Okay.
And if you want, you can follow me on TikTok.
Thank
or
you
Instagram.
for joining us.
Yeah.
And look, listen, it's all good here. It's an open forum, and it's good to plug. We will go check you out, and in 2022, we will have you join us on Friday Night Live, and we'll do something for sure.
I hope you enjoy the music. I mean, you're a musician yourself, and can I just say that your Irish accent is just like butter to my ears. It's just like like I don't know what's something about the Irish accent. Like I've been hearing a lot. I've been hearing it a lot lately because like I watched Belfast, like the Jamie Dornan film, and I'm like, oh, Jamie Dornan. Okay.
Yeah. He's got it going on, doesn't he? He's got it going on. Yeah.
He's got it going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, it's the movie too, isn't it? It's everything about him. Is quite
the
cool,
movie's really good. The movie's really good.
Really good. Well, listen, I'm delighted. I've had some surprises, and you are one of them tonight. Versus, I was not expecting to meet you tonight. So thank you, and Happy New Year to Manila once again. Absolutely, and I know you guys are well into it. You're well into it now, so enjoy it. And from Ireland to you, big love, and thank you for tuning in and watching.
Thank you so much for having me. Mwah.
Thank you so much, Versus. We'll check you out, and we will talk to you in 2022. So there you have it, lads. Now, it's interesting how the guest room goes because it was so... I'm just going to move through the buttons here. So here we are. We're in the new year, 2022. But there isn't a better way to finish up 2022 by having a quick chat with the one and only Bad Santa. Now, by the way, Bad Santa sometimes is his pseudonym. He was on the show over Christmas, and he really knocked me for six. I'm going to be honest, he kind of knocked me right down because he decided to jump up out of his chair and wasn't wearing any underwear. Well, he was wearing underwear, thank God, but not underwear. And he kind of caught me off guard. But tonight he's in civilian clothes, and he is, of course, in the room happily, and he's going to close out our New Year's Eve celebrations. It is the one and only Ben Bad Santa. Welcome to the show, Ben.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Well, it's good to see you. It's good to see Ben. It's good to see you. Somewhat isolating. I'm not sure of what that is, but you're doing your best.
Yeah,
and
it's like escape from Alcatraz here. I'm trying to plan the escape. I'm stuck in the quarantine, you know.
Yeah. Well, listen.
When they give me mixed messages, it's like 10 days, 7 days. I don't know what's the right thing to follow, but
yeah.
Look,
well, listen. You're having a can. Yes, you're having a can. I'm going to raise a can with you because what a better way to finish out as the final appearance on Friday Night Live. Well, it's 2022 now, but we call it the final appearance of 2021. And Ben, we couldn't ask for a better guest. You've been with us throughout the year, and you've been watching the show all along, and I know you have. But also, you've appeared in various different costumes, which has been great crack.
Well, a few different guys, yeah, I suppose.
Good Santa and Bad Santa, which we had a great laugh on Christmas. Christmas
I
Eve.
was good Santa earlier on, and then Bad Santa later. Yeah,
Bad Santa was good. I really enjoyed him. Now I have to say there was a little bit of a twinkle
I
in
think
his
Bad
eye.
Santa caught you off guard.
Yes, he did. He did. He really did.
Well, at least
tell me this, Ben. Tell me this. So you're isolating at the minute, which is as the first guest, honestly, to say you're isolating, which is interesting. How are you feeling? How are you feeling at the minute? Because I know you have COVID, but you're doing well and you're doing good, which is great.
The thing was, as I always said, I didn't think it would fucking live in me at all, like, you know. Unfortunately, it got me, you know. I tried ducking and diving, but it eventually.
And how are you feeling, Ben? How is it? Like, how are things? You're not too ill, which is great.
I have to say, I know probably all the women out there say it like the man flu type thing, you know.
Well, it's not. No, all jokes aside, it's not a man flu. It's a serious thing. But I'm glad.
Lucky enough,
yeah.
Well, lucky enough, thank God, it was. I just had a bit of an iffy stomach, kind of headaches, and sort of my eyes were streaming and kind of sore, but other than that, like, I was, you know what I mean, 100%.
Yeah, you've done well. You've been very lucky. Thank God.
Mild, yeah. Thankfully, it was mild, you know.
Well, for those of you watching in who don't realize and may not realize that myself and Ben are brothers, blood brothers, real brothers, and in every sense of the word. And Ben has been one of the best, greatest supporters of the show. Yourself and Dylan, and I know Dylan is watching tonight as well. And we've had some great crack from the get-go back last year, before 2 years ago, when we used to play live and there was no guests and there was
music stuff.
It was great crack. So it's great to finish off things tonight in the homestead, by the way, where Ben is right now, and braving COVID, which is a good way to finish off the show, I have to say. Paul and Kurt are watching in tonight as well, Ben, and they're rolling around laughing on the sofa, which is good. Having a crack, as they do. What's your New Year's resolution, Ben?
New Year's resolution is well, I think more or less sort of a little bit of last year, but it's like I remember saying to Ben, my eldest son, when he asked me about something one day, and I said to him, and it just came off the cuff, but it sounded good after, and I think it's something I could kind of live to. Yes, I think your dad is like a Marine. I think he's going to adapt, overcome, and move on. You know.
Yeah, that's good.
And I think that's, I kind of live by that motto a lot of the times, and it's like, no matter what sort of a crap day you're having, once it goes after midnight, it's into a new day and new start. You know what I mean? And that's, I suppose, if you meet it like that, I think you know.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it, Ben. It's a good way to look at things. I know it's
You
New
know.
Year's Eve, and we all give it loads, and we give it up the yard about a year changing over. But every day is a New Year's Eve in my book, and
Yeah,
you should wipe the
day by
slate.
day. And I think if you can do it and you can enjoy every day and live it as full as you can, I think that's the
Yeah,
the trick, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you saw earlier on the broadcast, the first show we did tonight into Lebanon was very
Yeah,
interesting.
that was brilliant. That was brilliant. Yeah,
Just chatting to the lads and to see how life is on the other side out there, and we can be thankful and grateful. You're sitting at home and relaxing and just being able to be at home, and whatever your circumstances are, it's not
like
easy.
blazing, right? They're overseas there. They're giving their service. You know what I mean? And it's a safer world because of them. In fairness,
Yeah, it is. In fairness, it's not an easy job, and I
No.
have to give a big shout out before this show ends, because we didn't do it during the first show, to Owen, my nephew, our nephew, and my godson Owen Morrissey, who's out in the Lebanon serving right now as we speak. And I wanted to give him a shout out because I forgot to during the first show because we were so busy. But I was talking to him earlier on, and he's doing good and he's safe and everything's good. That's the main thing. But I need to give him a shout out because I think it's spectacular, and it's not easy what they do.
He's a great young man in fairness. So you know,
he is. Yeah, he is absolutely.
He's
I thought that Dylan might have been brave enough to join the chat room tonight, but I don't think he's going to do it. I
think some of them are Facebook shy. I was on a call earlier, a collective family call earlier, and I said to them, I have to leave, and because I wanted to be part of this as well, like
you
know. But,
fair play to you, man. Fair play to you. You're representing Kildare and the family and the whole lot, the Morrissey troop.
And as I say, I know you mentioned earlier on there with the COVID situation, and it's crap for everyone. But I remember you and I talking about this before, and I think the way it is at the minute is, thank God, I think the variant at the moment is a kind of a milder one, and it puts me in mind of years ago when kids got the measles, put them all in together and let them all get it. You know, if it's a milder dose, because we're all going to get
we probably are. Yeah, we hope. Like, I mean, we do hope. Look, for 2022, Ben, if it turns out in such a way that this variant is a milder variant and things start to kind of burn out, it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
It'd be
it'd be brilliant. It would be brilliant. It would be brilliant.
We don't mind getting a bit sick, but
I have to say, Dave, in fairness, like my 3 out of 4 of my kids tested positive, and my ex-partner as well tested positive, and it's a worrying time, like, you know what I mean?
It is, yeah. It is. It's everywhere because it's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere.
You're just hoping to God that they don't get too ill from it, you know.
Yeah. Well, for 2022, like for 2022, I hope that's the way it's going to be.
Well, thank God, touch wood, as to say. I think it's the milder strain of it, and it's like I think it's. I know it sounds probably silly, but it's probably a better time to get it. You know what I mean? When it's the milder strain.
Perhaps, yeah. My heart bleeds and goes out. I tell you one thing, my heart bleeds and goes out to all the people in the early stages. And when we watch some of the programs on TV and that, of people who died in homes and hospitals and all over the country and all over the world, with not a chance. Like,
yeah.
So thank God, if it is what we think it is, and if this variant is milder, well, look, that's a good thing, because we can all take it on board and get what's coming and whatever and survive it. Because
I think one of the big lessons from all of this, and I really do believe that, and sincerely believe it, that one of the big lessons is and the Irish people are brilliant at this. Throughout the world, not just here but everywhere, like is like for helping your neighbor, you know, being there when someone needs someone, that kind of a thing. And on reflection, I think I like what you're saying with the New Year's resolution. I think that people should try and enjoy every day that they have, and bring joy to people every day if they can as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's what it's all about, because
Yeah,
it has
and help each other
mental
out.
health and everything has been tough on everybody.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you're right about the help your neighbor part, because I think, and this is my opinion on it, I think that this virus has actually had a good effect as well as the tragedy of it. But people have learned to look out for each other again, which is something we always did here in Ireland up until a certain point.
We
got too busy to look after each other, but now we're learning to do it again.
Yeah, and it is that thing of help your neighbor, and you know, and as I say, but like, I mean, look, in one of my guises, I do the Santa Claus, and I love it, and I love bringing joy to kids. I have kids myself, and you know, I love seeing their faces light up and smile that they have, and like it's brilliant. You see the innocence and the character, and if you think for a moment as an adult and you look at the response that you see from children, and relate that to an adult life, and forget about the turmoil and the grief, and you know, I'm not saying it's easy, but like, you know, if you try and bring a little bit of joy into someone's life, I think that's a better way to do things.
Yeah, it is. It's easier. Yeah. Well, look, as Santa Claus, and good and bad Santa, I want to thank you for doing the thing last year, by the way, as well. Like, it's hard to believe, last year and this year.
Well, I kind of had to upstage it this year, after doing it.
You certainly did. And anyone that's watching in, go back and check out the December episode, the Christmas episode, where Ben does his thing, especially the second show when he's bad Santa. It's very interesting.
I think a lot of people were talking about your response more than what I did.
Well, in all the year of doing the show, I don't think I've ever hovered over the mute button as much as you were.
I think you were getting ready to cancel me there at one stage.
Yeah, you kept me on my feet. You kept me on my feet. That's what it's all about. Ben, I wish you a very happy new year, and 2022 will get better. And listen, you're more than halfway through the struggle at the minute, and I wish you all the best. I know you're having a drink, which is good to see, and if you're doing that, you're not too bad.
No,
you'll get to the other side of it and get clear. And you know, I wish you all the best with that. So I really do. So I'm gonna raise the can with you now, Ben. An official can raising, because we're the only two people on Friday Night Live that drink cans. Everybody else is very fancy with their glasses and all that. So you and me will do that together.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, Ben. Happy New Year, and thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll chat to you shortly. Take care, Ben. Brilliant. What a way to finish it up. The final guest of 2021/2022. Good Santa / bad Santa, Ben Morrissey. Way to go. Way to finish it up. I'm going to leave you now, lads, with a little shameless plug just to finish out the year. Happy New Year to everybody from Friday Night Live, from me, Dave Morrissey, here in Limerick. I've thoroughly enjoyed tonight. I really have, because I kind of got to sit back and relax and not overly have to work too hard, even though I really enjoyed the interview earlier on with Lacan from Manila in the Philippines. It was amazing. Thank you all for joining me on the screen. Thanks to all the soldiers and all the troops and everybody out in South Lebanon and who joined me earlier on for the first show. Please go back and watch that. It's up on the page as well. It's shared everywhere. And this show will be on replay within minutes of the end of this song, which is called Keep the Light. It's my Christmas single that I released last year, and I'm going to play it for you now because, well, why not? It's a good way to finish the year and into the new year, and there's a good message. It's called Keep the Light. Peace, everybody. I love you all. Thank you for tuning into Friday Night Live, and I'll see you all again real soon in the new year. Take care.
Until we meet again, and the world starts turning again, and the winter it will pass, then I will return to your arms. Someday we'll be together, but not this year. no, not this year. So I'll sit here by the fire and raise a glass to the ones close to my heart. The snow is gonna fall, but it won't last long. Someday we'll be together, but not this year. No, not this year. Someday we'll be together, but not this year. No, not this year. And there's a light in my window. There's a kind of love in my home. Keeps me strong until Christmas, until the new year will come. Someday we'll be together, but not this year. No, not this year. So keep the light in your windows and keep the love in your hearts and keep it strong until Christmas, when the new year will come. And the new